Dyson recently launched their latest cordless vacuum line, the Gen 5 series, namely the Gen 5 Detect and Gen 5 Outsize. In this video, we'll look at the new technology Dyson put in, the pros and cons, the test results, and if it's worth the added cost over the V15 Detect. So you'll have to watch till the end of this video to see the verdict. I'll focus on the Gen 5 Detect in this video, but I'll release another video for the Gen 5 Outsize coming soon. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when I publish it. First, let's quickly go through the features Dyson put in a Gen 5 Detect. On top of the list is Dyson's brand new digital motor with up to 262 air watts, its most powerful cordless vacuum to date. The next upgrade is the fluffy optic cleaning head, which is nearly twice as bright as a V15 Detect laser slim roller, revealing even more dust particles. One change with this nozzle is it doesn't have a switch, so it always stays on. The screen graphic is also redesigned, showing horizontal bars instead of vertical bars shown on a V15. It looks bigger in Dyson's advertorials, but it's actually the same diameter. Dyson says that the Gen 5 Detect has a fully sealed system with a HEPA filter that can trap dust, particles, and even viruses up to 0.1 microns. It passed the fog test since it has a fully sealed system and should be a good alternative for allergy sufferers. The Gen 5 Detect battery is physically larger than the V15 Detect battery with a longer claimed runtime of 70 minutes. However, it has a smaller 2500 mAh rating than the V15 Detect's 3200 mAh rating. While the Gen 5 Detect exceeded the 70-minute claim, it wasn't as good as the V15 Detect, at least in the lowest setting. But runtime in the auto and max settings exceeded the V15 Detect. The next upgrade is the redesigned tube that also doubles as storage for the new 2-in-1 crevice tool. The tool location gives easier access if you need to clean upholstery on the fly without carrying anything extra. Other tools are similar to the V15 Detect. This includes the torque screw tool, which is best in class at cleaning hair on upholstery. Lastly, you'll get a combination tool that comes standard in most Dyson cordless vacuums. The Gen 5 Detect standard nozzle looks like the V15 Detect's high torque nozzle, but I notice it vibrating more in various tests, which helps agitate carpet. Also, it has a much better seal since the brush stopped spinning when the gates were closed and flashed this error message. It has combs for resisting hair tangles and adjustable gates to minimize snow plowing large debris piles. With Dyson's claim, I had to check the Gen 5 Detect suction using a Y gauge and a water lift gauge. This combo offers more consistent results since putting the water lift gauge directly on a vacuum will trigger a blockage error. The Gen 5 Detect registered 28 inches of water lift in the unsealed test, representing normal usage, a 24% increase over the V15 Detect, and 75 inches of water lift in the unsealed test, which is like using the vacuum on carpet with the gates closed to maximize suction. The latter is a 14% increase over the V15 Detect. One proof of the increased power is the brush roll locking up with the gates fully closed, which didn't happen when I tested the V15 Detect, so I had to move the gates to the middle during the deep cleaning test. However, the increased suction didn't necessarily translate to higher airflow, as it was down across the board on both the standard nozzle and extension tube. One proof of the lower airflow at the nozzle was the lower score when I tested it on sand. I have a few theories. One is the redesigned extension tube that houses a 2-in-1 crevice tool. There are gaps where the tool sits, so air can seep through, affecting the airflow output. Another theory is lowering the output to compensate for the smaller capacity battery, rated at 2500 mAh. However, my second theory isn't plausible since the vacuum had more power. But these are just guesses, so let me know in the comments section what you think. Nonetheless, the suction and airflow results are impressive for a cordless vacuum, and brings me to the first reason why you should consider the Dyson Gen 5 Detect. Superb cleaning performance. The Gen 5 Detect scored high on surface debris and embedded sand. It wasn't perfect on hard floors, but it was close to it since the roller tends to scatter large chunk of debris like pet litter, which is a common theme not only for Dyson but other brands. Nonetheless, it's efficient at picking up dirt in the different experiments. This efficiency extends to cleaning the edges and crevices where it got everything. It wasn't perfect on carpets, getting 99.2% in the Quaker Oats test on low-pile carpet, but it aced the other surface debris tests on this surface. I split the deep cleaning experiments into two, one using the auto setting and another using the boost setting. It got 100% in two of the tests and 99.1% in the other. So it can clean embedded sand even in the auto setting. It got a 100% score using the boost or max setting. But I'd recommend using the auto setting even on carpet to maximize runtime and extend the battery service life. One thing to note about the new digital motor bar nozzle is the brush will lock up if the gates are closed in the max setting. So the best setting to use on carpets is the auto setting, since it provides the best balance in cleaning performance and runtime. Another reason to consider the Gen 5 Detect is its superb cleaning performance on hair. The fluffy optic nozzle was excellent at vacuuming hair on hard floors with minimal tangles, picking up 100% in 5, 7, and 9-inch hair. However, hair wrap on the axles in the 11 and 12-inch experiments. Again, this is an issue even with the V15 Detect. Nonetheless, it still picked up a high percentage. It's even better on carpet since nothing wrapped on the brush roll in all 5 experiments. The efficiency of the torque screw tool on upholstery makes the Gen 5 Detect one of the better cordless vacuum options for long hair. The next reason to consider the Gen 5 Detect is the fluffy optic cleaner head that's twice as bright as a laser slim roller. This helps reveal even more dust, helping consumers be more efficient at vacuuming hard floors. The next reason is the HEPA filter that is bigger than the V15 Detect and traps up to 0.1 microns of particles. A bigger filter means it has more surface area and didn't leak during the fog test. This means the dustbin is sealed. The Gen 5 Detect uses a hygienic system, a red lever that helps push dirt out from the dustbin. Another reason to consider the Gen 5 Detect is the longer runtime in the auto and boost settings, exceeding the 40-minute mark on hard floors and 20 minutes on carpet. However, the runtime in the lowest setting is less than the V15 Detect, which was somewhat disappointing since I was expecting it to run past the 90-minute range. The new extension tube design is clever since it doubles as storage for the 2-in-1 crevice tool, so consumers will have easier access to it on the fly. But the Gen 5 Detect has fewer attachments than the V15 Detect, only 3 above floor tools, disappointing considering its hefty price tag. Another downside is the increased noise levels, which is an unfortunate effect of the increased suction. It exceeded 80 decibels using the fluffy optic and digital motor cleaner heads, and it was close to 90 decibels with the latter in the highest setting, so it's quite loud. Fortunately, you don't need to use the boost setting since the cleaning test scores show that the Gen 5 Detect will pick up embedded dirt even in the auto setting. The bigger battery also adds a little bit more weight to the vacuum unit at 4 pounds and 15.7 ounces, a few ounces heavier than a V15 Detect. The added weight can be a factor during handheld usage, but not so much in its stick vacuum configuration. Lastly is the hefty price tag. The Gen 5 Detect is easily one of the most expensive cordless vacuums, more expensive than some high-end upright vacuums. So the question is, are the upgrades worth the added cost over the V15 Detect? The airflow results were disappointing since I was expecting more, perhaps a jump similar to what the V15 had over the V11. But that wasn't the case, so it wouldn't be smart to base your decision on this metric. You'll have to look at the other features. Do you want a full-size Dyson stick vacuum with a power switch instead of a trigger? Do you need the extra brightness from the new fluffy laser nozzle? Or the extra runtime at the auto and max settings? And are you willing to spend a hefty premium for all these? Answering these questions will help you decide. Click on this video to watch the Dyson Gen5 Detect and V15 Detect comparison I'll publish soon. Like and subscribe if this video has been helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next video.